On September 19, 2025, the fragile balance of security in Eastern Europe was once again tested as 3 Russian MiG-31 jets breached Estonian airspace. This incident, which lasted about 12 minutes and occurred near the strategically significant Voindu Island, raises urgent questions about the stability of regional security amidst ongoing tensions between Russia and NATO. Just days before, a similar crisis unfolded when 19 to 23 Russian drones invaded Polish airspace, intensifying already volatile relations in the region. So, how dangerous is this moment for Europe and beyond? Let's delve deeper into the facts. On that pivotal day, Russian MiG-31 fighter jets entered Estonian airspace, a significant breach that heightens national security concerns in the Baltic states. The violation lasted for approximately 12 minutes, during which the aircraft reportedly maneuvered near Voindu Island, an area that holds both strategic military and symbolic importance. This incursion coincided with a disturbing pattern of Russian military activity, as only days earlier multiple drones, estimated between 19 and 23, had violated Polish airspace, prompting alarm within NATO and among member states. In response to the incursion on September 19th, officials in Estonia swiftly issued a formal protest, summoning Russia's ambassador and invoking NATO Article 4 consultations. Article 4 allows member states to raise security concerns and discussions among the alliance, demonstrating not just Estonia's apprehension but also NATO's collective commitment to support its members in times of perceived threats. Russia, however, denied the allegations, claiming that the MiG-31s had remained over neutral waters and that there was no violation of airspace. This denial is not unusual. Russian officials frequently dispute claims made by neighboring nations and NATO regarding military actions, often casting doubts on the reliability of the information released by Western authorities. The immediate reactions to these incidents underscore the seriousness with which NATO and its member states are treating Russian military assertiveness. Estonia's government expressed deep concerns about the violation of its sovereignty, reinforcing the gravity of the situation. Poland's response was also notable. Given its own recent drone scare, Poland initiated emergency measures to assess its air defense capabilities and reported heightened surveillance to prevent future breaches. Meanwhile, NATO's decision to convene under Article 4 demonstrates the alliance's modus operandi, a collective approach to defense. This gathering exemplifies how a singular event can prompt a united front within NATO, sending a clear signal to Russia that such actions will not be tolerated. These incidents do not exist in a vacuum. They are part of a broader strategic context involving the ongoing war in Ukraine, NATO's eastern flank, and a history of Russian military provocations. Since Russia's annexation of Crimea in 2014, NATO has strengthened its eastern presence, deploying more troops, conducting military exercises, and reinforcing air defense capabilities. Incursions like the one in Estonia are reminders of Russia's consistent pattern of testing NATO's resolve, particularly in the Baltic states and Scandinavia. Past violations of airspace by Russian aircraft, particularly around the Baltic Sea, have often been described as test flights, probing NATO's defenses and responses. Each incursion serves as both a demonstration of military might and a stoking of fears that Russia may seek to expand its influence or even provoke an incident that could escalate into a larger conflict. The current situation offers several scenarios, each carrying its own set of risks and implications. More Russian testing of NATO defenses. It is entirely plausible that Russia will continue to test NATO's responses to such incursions, using them as tools for psychological warfare. This could lead to more frequent and potentially bolder violations as Russia gauges the alliance's patience and resilience. Miscalculation, leading to escalation. Another grave concern is the risk of miscalculation. A misinterpreted maneuver or an unexpected reaction during such encounters could trigger a military response, resulting in unintended escalation. Historically, many conflicts have arisen from such misunderstandings. NATO strengthening air patrols and defense commitments. Finally, NATO may choose to escalate its military presence in the Baltic region, increasing air patrols and enhancing defense commitments to reassure member states. This could involve deploying additional resources, conducting regular drills, and reinforcing air policing missions. The alliance's response to Russian provocations. The implications of these incidents reach far beyond the immediate borders of Estonia and Poland. The delicate balance between deterrence and escalation must be carefully navigated to maintain regional stability. Should NATO fail to respond convincingly to repeated Russian provocations, it could embolden further aggression, undermining the security frameworks that have been constructed since the end of the Cold War. Conversely, overzealous military responses might provoke Russia into a corner, potentially leading to a larger conflict. In this environment, European security hangs in the balance. Each violation of airspace is not merely an isolated event, but a piece of a larger puzzle that could determine the future of NATO-Russia relations and the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. The consequences of inaction could be dire, while decisive action could either restore deterrence or escalate tensions further. The recent breach of Estonian airspace by Russian MiG-31 jets highlights the precarious nature of global security today. As small incidents can have outsized impacts on international relations, we must remain vigilant and aware of how these challenges can shape NATO's strategic choices. The question looms large. How will NATO navigate this complex landscape of provocation versus deterrence? In a world where the threat of confrontation seems ever present, what additional measures will be taken to ensure peace and stability in Europe? Thank you for watching. For more in-depth analysis on international security and geopolitical dynamics, don't forget to subscribe and stay informed.